Swadika and good afternoon. I'm Pensom Lertsitichai, Director of the News Division from the Department of Information, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm very honored to be giving you the English language summary on the COVID-19 situation live from the Center of COVID-19 Situation Administration, or the CCSA. As mentioned on Monday by Kun Natapanu Nopakun, the Deputy Spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I will be alternating with him to deliver the latest updates on Thailand's disease control measures and the current COVID situation. We hope that these updates will help bring everyone on the same page about what is being done to keep the virus at bay. And we hope that we can continue to receive your good cooperation in complying with our precautionary measures, which has resulted in the positive developments we have achieved so far. And on this note, I wish to thank you all for your sacrifices that you've all made and endured towards this end. Now, let's start with the summary report delivered by Dr. Apisamai just now. For today, Wednesday, the 31st of March, 2021, if you see on the screen, the number of new confirmed COVID infections stand at 42 cases. 19 of those cases are from local transmissions, 5 are from active case findings, and 18 are cases from state quarantine. We have today active cases that are currently being treated in hospitals, standing at 1,343 cases. That leaves accumulated confirmed cases for today at 28,863 cases. We have today 47 new recoveries, and that makes our total recoveries standing at 27,426 cases. I'm very happy also to report that today we have no new fatalities. That means there's 0 new fatalities today. So the accumulated number of deaths remains at 94 cases. Now, moving along to observations for the new cases, which Dr. Apisamai has just reported to us. There are actually the new number of cases that have appeared in Samut Sakhon and Bangkok appear to be on par with each other, which means that I have reported about the same number of cases. For today in both provinces, 8 new cases. For each of the provinces, what's a little bit concerning to us is that some of the new cases are actually in younger children. We have cases for children who are infected from 12 years of age, 4 years of age, 13 years of age, which indicates that these new infections come from family members. It's a trend that we are going to have to monitor more closely. And so from that particular finding, we encourage that everyone who are working outside in risk areas such as marketplaces and places where there are a lot of people gathering, to also practice personal hygiene when you go back home. Be very careful with your family members. And so practice DMHTT as always. Also, there are recent findings that health personnel have been infected, so which makes me move on to my next point, that we have new vaccine and tourism plans. And related to the point that I just mentioned earlier, the Public Health Ministry has announced that they will try to ensure the safety of the officers working in risk areas, and therefore they will be allocating around 800,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines to frontline border security officers as well, and especially those who are working along the northern border areas. These officers have been prioritized because they are routinely in close contact with people crossing across the borders in and out of Thailand. Meanwhile, in Phuket, Phuket has now set the goal to vaccinate up to 100,000 people by the end of April, just before the province is going to reopen to welcome international tourists on the 1st of July 2021. This vaccination plan will help ensure the safety of both the locals and incoming travelers alike as more people return to Thailand to enjoy the sunny beaches and fun activities for the high season. Now, the Ministry of Tourism and Sports, in the meantime, has also joined hands with the Faculty of Engineering at CCSA University, and they've complied a set of safety guidelines for land tourism and zipline adventure activities. These measures are expected to be implemented shortly after the country reopens on the 1st of July 2021. Initially, they will be implemented in 6 provinces, namely Chiang Mai, Phuket, Kanchanaburi, Udon Thani, Chonburi, and Bangkok. I'd like now to highlight a few points that Kun Natapanu mentioned on Monday as well, that Thailand will be relaxing COVID-19 measures starting 1st of April. And these are going to be significant relaxation of measures to facilitate more incoming travels into Thailand. The shortening, so you see on the screen right now, we will have, first of all, the shortening of the quarantine period for incoming tourists and travelers. Instead of 14 days, this will be reduced to 10 days for most countries, with the exception of those entering Thailand from 11 COVID-19 variant countries. And these are South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Botswana, Zambia, Kenya, Rwanda, Cameroon, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Tanzania, and Ghana. This list has already been mentioned, as I said before, on Monday, so please also be advised that this list will be updated every month. So be sure to double-check the entry procedure and required documents before making any reservations to fly into Thailand. Also, the Ministry of Public Health will allow more activities to be carried out during quarantine. So while you feel you're going to be locked up in quarantine, well, it's going to get a little bit better because you will be allowed to be using indoor and outdoor facilities in whichever hotel you're going to be staying at. You can go swimming, you can exercise, use the gym, you can go cycling in closed areas, and you, of course, very importantly, you can order food from outside venues and restaurants where they offer takeaway services. And finally, good news for our international friends or non-Thai arrivals. We have now abolished completely the Fit to Fly certificate. You are no longer required to present a Fit to Fly certificate when you want to enter Thailand. So what you will be required to present before traveling is just the COVID-free certificate or a COVID-free test result, which is issued no more than 72 hours before departure. And I'd like to reiterate that this refers to test results that are issued 72 hours before departure, not a test that is administered. I need to mention that because I've noticed a couple of mentions on social media about misinterpretation of this particular measure. So as you see on the screen, I'd like to give credit to Thailand Now, who has provided us with a summary of these measures with this infographic. Another note is yesterday, FYI, the Cabinet yesterday approved another extension of the emergency decree. This time, it'll be extended until the 31st of May. So as Thailand continues to relax our preventive measures to ensure that life is returned to normal as quickly as possible, I cannot stress enough how we all must continue to remain vigilant and cautious to stay safe from COVID-19. Allow me to urge you once again to always remember to follow these 5 basic measures appearing on the screen right now. This infographic by the WTO serves to remind us to continuously be on guard by respecting social distancing, washing hands regularly, wearing masks at all times, staying indoors or in ventilated areas, and to also always cover your nose and mouth when coughing and sneezing. And on a final note, I'd like to encourage you to leave comments and questions on our social media accounts so that we may address them at these sessions whenever we can. Your feedback is an important indicator of how well we have communicated with you. And our briefings can only be as effective as your feedback to us. We are all in the same boat, and it's crucial that you know what we know so that we can fight this pandemic more effectively together with a stronger and unified force. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for your kind attention, and please remember to stay safe, stay healthy, have a great rest of the day, and see you again on Friday. ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ